Hey everyone, welcome back to Feel English Podcast. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. It's so good to have you here with us again.
Today we're talking about something we all experience. Those moments when you feel tired of trying. You know, when life feels heavy and even simple things feel like climbing a mountain.
Oh yeah, I've been there. You try your best, but sometimes it feels like your best just isn't enough.
Exactly. And it's not always about failing. Sometimes it's just too much. Too many goals, too many expectations from others and from ourselves.
Right. People often say, keep going, don't give up. But sometimes we just need someone to say, hey, it's okay to rest.
I love that. You know, there's a phrase, running on empty. It means you're still moving, but you've got no energy left inside.
That's such a good image. I think a lot of people feel like that. Still doing everything, but their heart's not in it anymore.
Yeah. I remember last year, I had so much going on. Work, study, family. I thought if I just pushed harder, I could handle it all. But one morning, I woke up and just couldn't. I sat on the edge of my bed and felt this wave of tiredness I couldn't explain.
That sounds tough.
It was, but it also made me realize something important. That feeling tired doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've been strong for too long without rest.
That's such a beautiful way to put it. And it's something we should all remember. Being tired is a sign, not a failure.
Exactly. So in today's episode, we want to talk about what to do when you reach that point, when you've tried and just feel empty inside.
Because maybe the answer isn't to try harder, but to try differently.
That's right. If you enjoy practicing English with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with a friend.
And we'd love to hear your stories. Have you ever felt tired of trying? What did you do about it? All right, let's get started.
You know, Anna, sometimes I feel like the world keeps shouting, keep going, work harder, don't quit. And honestly, it gets exhausting.
Yes, we live in a time where hustle culture is everywhere. Everyone's talking about success, goals, achievements, but no one talks about how tired people really feel.
True. There's this invisible pressure that says, if you stop, you fall behind. Like, if you're not doing something all the time, you're wasting your life.
That's so real. I once read a quote that said, "You can't pour from an empty cup." It means you can't give energy, love, or effort to others when you have nothing left inside.
I love that. It reminds me of when I was studying for my exams. I kept staying up late, thinking if I just studied one more hour, I'd do better. But after a while, I couldn't even remember what I read. My brain was just foggy.
That's such a common experience. You reach a point where pushing more doesn't help, it just drains you further.
Yeah, I used to feel guilty if I took a day off, like I was being lazy.
Oh, me too! But I learned that rest is part of the process. Think about athletes. They train hard, but they also rest. Without rest, their muscles can't grow.
That's a great example. Maybe life is like that too. We need balance, effort, and recovery.
Absolutely. And I think we should change how we talk to ourselves. Instead of saying, I have to keep going, maybe say, I'm doing my best, and it's okay to pause.
That's a powerful shift. You know, even the word pause feels peaceful.
It does. And maybe that's what we all need, permission to pause, to breathe, to step back without guilt.
Because in the end, trying endlessly without rest doesn't make us stronger, it makes us numb.
Exactly. And when we're numb, we stop enjoying life, even the things we once loved.
So maybe the goal isn't to always keep trying, but to learn when to stop, breathe, and care for ourselves.
Perfectly said, Jake. You know, Jake, what really changed my life was realizing that rest is not weakness.
Yes, that's such a powerful truth. I think a lot of us grow up believing that rest means we're lazy or not motivated enough.
Exactly. I used to feel guilty every time I took a nap or had a slow day. I'd tell myself, come on, Anna, you should be doing something. But now I know rest isn't a break from progress, it's part of progress.
That's a great way to say it. I remember during my first job, I worked nonstop for months. I skipped weekends, ignored my hobbies, and even stopped seeing friends. At first, I thought I was being productive. But one day, I woke up and just couldn't get out of bed. My body was like, no more.
That sounds like burnout.
It was. And that's when I learned a new word, recharge. Like how your phone needs to charge before it can work again, we need that too.
Exactly. And rest can mean different things. For me, sometimes it's a quiet morning walk or reading a book with tea. Other times it's doing absolutely nothing and not feeling bad about it.
I like that. I once talked to a friend who said, when I rest, I'm not wasting time, I'm investing in my energy. That really stuck with me.
That's beautiful. And it's true. Rest gives you back your creativity, your patience, and your heart. Without it, everything becomes mechanical.
Yeah, like when you're running on autopilot. You're doing things, but you're not really there.
Exactly. So maybe the lesson is, if you feel tired of trying, don't push harder. Pause and recharge. It's not giving up, it's refilling your cup so you can start again with new energy.
And the world won't fall apart just because you took a day off.
Yes, the world keeps spinning, and maybe when you come back, you'll see it more clearly.
I love that. Rest helps us not only recover, but also reconnect with ourselves and with life.
So true. And maybe that's where real strength begins, in knowing when to stop.
After I finally gave myself permission to rest, something unexpected happened. I started to notice little things again, like the smell of coffee in the morning or the sound of rain.
That's so lovely. It's amazing how slowing down helps us see life more clearly. It's like when the noise in your head gets quiet, you start hearing your heart again.
Exactly. For a long time, I thought I had to do something big to feel alive. Travel somewhere new, achieve something amazing. But now, I find happiness in smaller things.
Like what?
Making breakfast slowly. Listening to music I used to love. Calling a friend just to talk. It's funny, those small things gave me more peace than any achievement did.
That's beautiful. I think we forget that joy doesn't have to be huge. Sometimes it's hidden in everyday moments. You just have to pay attention.
Right. And that brings us to one phrase I really like. Simple joys. It means those small, ordinary things that quietly make life sweet.
I love that too. There was a time I was really struggling with motivation. I felt like I'd lost my spark. But one morning, I went for a short walk by the beach. The air was fresh and the sunlight hit the waves in this soft golden way. And suddenly I felt calm, like the world was saying, it's okay, you're still here.
Wow, that's such a peaceful image.
Yeah, it reminded me that beauty isn't gone. I just wasn't looking anymore.
That's deep. Sometimes when we're tired, it's not the world that's dull, it's our hearts that need to rest and reopen.
Exactly. And that's why gratitude helps so much. When you take a moment to be thankful, even for small things, like your morning coffee or your favorite song, it brings energy back.
That's true. Gratitude is like sunlight for the soul. It doesn't solve every problem, but it warms you enough to keep going.
I love that metaphor. Maybe that's the secret to feeling alive again. Not doing more, but noticing more.
Yes, because sometimes the cure for tiredness isn't rest alone. It's remembering the small things that make life worth living.
Jake, the more I think about it, the more I realize how important it is to talk kindly to yourself.
Absolutely. We often say things to ourselves that we'd never say to a friend.
Exactly. Like, if your friend said, "I'm exhausted," you wouldn't say, "Well, try harder." But that's what we tell ourselves all the time.
That's so true. We can be our own worst critics.
There's this phrase I love, self-compassion. It means treating yourself with the same care and understanding that you would give someone you love.
I like that. You know, when I was feeling really burnt out, I started journaling. I'd write things like, "It's okay to rest," or "You're doing your best." It felt silly at first, but it really helped me.
That's a great idea. Writing kind words can reprogram how we talk to ourselves, because our thoughts shape our emotions, and our emotions shape our energy.
Exactly. It's like watering a plant. If you pour negativity on yourself every day, how can you expect to grow?
Beautifully said. And here's another phrase I often tell my students: progress, not perfection. It means you don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep moving, even slowly.
That's so encouraging. I think we all need that reminder, especially when we feel behind or not good enough.
Yeah, and it's okay to talk to yourself gently, like, "Hey, I know you're tired. You're trying your best, and that's enough for today."
That's powerful. It's funny how those small words can lift so much weight off your shoulders.
Right? Because self-kindness doesn't make you weak, it makes you resilient. When you're gentle with yourself, you recover faster and stand stronger.
I completely agree. It's like your inner voice becomes your friend instead of your enemy.
Exactly. And that's what helps you keep going, not from fear, but from love.
So true. Maybe when you feel tired of trying, the best thing you can do is stop fighting yourself and start supporting yourself.
Yes, because in the end, you're the person you'll spend your whole life with. You might as well be kind to them.
You know, Anna, after everything we've talked about, the pressure, the rest, the small joys, and self-kindness, I think the most important thing is learning how to start again.
Yes, but not starting again with the same stress or fear. Starting again with a softer heart.
I like that phrase, a softer heart. It sounds peaceful. Like starting again doesn't mean running faster, but walking more gently.
Exactly. Sometimes we think starting again means doing everything over, fixing all our mistakes. But really, it's just about taking one small step with more understanding this time.
Right. I used to think I had to have everything figured out before moving forward. But now I see that growth is not about perfection, it's about patience.
That's a great point. There's a saying, you don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. It means you don't need all of the answers before you move, just enough courage to begin.
I love that. Because sometimes when we're tired, the next step feels impossible. But if we make it small enough, it becomes doable.
Yes, and that's how healing happens. One small, gentle choice at a time.
You know, I once met someone who told me every day is a new beginning. At first, it sounded like a cliche, but it's true. Each morning is a quiet chance to start again, no matter how yesterday felt.
That's so comforting. It reminds me that we don't need to wait for a big change. Even small changes like drinking water, taking a deep breath, or smiling at someone can be the start of something new.
Yeah. And maybe that's what trying really means. Not pushing endlessly, but showing up again and again, even gently.
Beautifully said. And to everyone listening, if you're feeling tired right now, that's okay. You don't need to rush. Just rest, breathe, and remember, you've made it through every hard day so far. That's already something to be proud of.
Absolutely. And tomorrow, when you wake up, you can begin again with kindness, not pressure. With peace, not fear.
Because even small steps count, and even slow progress is still progress.
And maybe that's what real strength looks like.
You know, Jake, today's talk really reminded me that being tired doesn't mean we're broken. It means we're human.
I agree. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is stop forcing ourselves and simply rest.
Yes. To our listeners, if you're tired of trying, remember, your worth isn't measured by how much you do. It's about how gently you can care for yourself while you grow.
And growth doesn't always look loud or fast. Sometimes it's quiet, like choosing to rest, forgiving yourself, or just showing up one more time.
So be kind to yourself today. You're doing better than you think.
Thanks for listening, and remember, real English is about connection, not perfection.
We'll see you next time on Feel English Podcast. Take care and keep your heart soft.
Bye, everyone.